Following on from our talk on design, the fact that we were designed for fellowship and relationship with God, today I'd like to talk about the concept of us being created in the image of God. In Genesis 1, we read of God saying, "Let us make mankind in our image and likeness." And then God created man in his image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. Now, this concept of being created in the image of God is foundational to us understanding our significance, and it forms the basis for our dignity and our sense of purpose in life. It also has a lot to do with our worth, because our worth is directly connected to our Creator. If God is the most valuable being in the universe and He is of inestimable worth, then humans created in His image must be extremely valuable too. C.S. Lewis, in his book The Weight of Glory, says that there are no ordinary people. You have not met a mere mortal. Why? Because humans created in God's image have exceptional value and are very significant. Now, if being created in the image of God is so important, what does it really mean? It does not mean that we physically look like God. If it did, who would God look like? Would He look like me? Would He look like you? It does not mean we physically look like God, but it does mean we are unique in God's creation. We are different from the rest of creation. We are different from the physical universe or the animal kingdom because we are spiritual beings just having a short human experience. What it does mean, though, being created in the image of God means that God has given us certain abilities in a finite way that He has infinitely. And basically, these are the abilities of mind, the ability to think, to reason, to remember, the ability of emotion, the ability to experience what our mind is filled with, and then the ability of will, the ability to originate our own actions, the ability to choose between right and wrong, the freedom to choose. Now, God's mental capacity is much greater than ours. He has infinite ability. He knows everything that is knowable. We only know a few things about a few subjects in relationship to everything that God can know. Emotionally, God has the ability to experience infinite joy and infinite grief simultaneously. We only at best have the ability to experience a few mixed emotions. Our will is the source of our life. That's where we originate our own actions, where we make our choices. Just as our physical heart is the source of our physical life, so our spiritual heart, or our will, is the source of our spiritual life. There's a powerful biblical proverb that says, "Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows or springs the issues of life." We are to be diligent to guard our heart and to watch over the choices we make. Everything that's virtuous starts with the heart. It originates in our choices. We talk about patience being a virtue. That's because patience is a choice primarily and not a feeling. Maybe you've prayed and asked God, "God, please make me patient." Now, that's a very dangerous prayer to pray because God can't make you patient. He can only set up circumstances in your life in such a way that you choose, that you learn to be patient. Love is a virtue because love is primarily a choice. You can choose to love anybody and everybody if you really want to by choice. Forgiveness is a heart issue. Forgiveness is a choice. Forgiveness is not a feeling. If you wait until you feel like forgiving somebody, you're going to wait a long time. Virtue starts with the heart. Now, next time I talk about some of these discipleship matters, I'd like to talk about how our mind and our will and our emotions interact together. But as I sign off for today, let me just remind you that Jesus said that the first and the greatest commandment is that we love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our mind. Loving God with all your heart starts with making a willful and willing choice to put God first and then to live for the glory of God and the good of others. Why don't you trust God today to enable you, to empower you with His enabling grace to live the way He created you to live, in relationship with God and in intimate fellowship with Him by choice. Blessings. Have a good one.